This bitch got dusty walls and she ain't fucked in like 8 months. I'm finna go to the gas station and get like 4 blunts. Man, it's been like 4 semesters since I got like A plus. That's my cashier. Shit. Shouts out to that motherfucker. He make like he's some of the man. Y'all would love to shit on a motherfucker like that, but I fuck with that dude. He funny as fuck. Thank you for passing that catcher. Fuck it, we gonna go ahead and get started. I was just freestyling off the top of my motherfucking head, and shit. It's Friday night. I need to keep track of the time that way. I know when to stop this bitch because you know I got a Rebel T6 and if y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and you contribute to Catching Up with Chris. Catching like catch up, but catching. I am up with Chris. Just look at it's in the fucking description. I don't know why I didn't just say that. So like, comment, subscribe. Please help improve the vibe. So shit, yeah, man. I do want to keep it, I know it seemed like I'm in a very good mood, but we are gonna keep it serious this Friday evening, and we staying dangerous. That's ultimate. We staying dangerous first and foremost. We are always aware. We are always cognitive. We are very in tune. I want to say rest in peace to King Von. I was truly saddened today. And when I say this, because it happens so much, and so I do have to be like, I want to be very, just concise with my words, because people are grieving right now and people die every day. But when your life is in the public, it does resonate with people differently. And one thing that, the art imitates life, so to speak. It's amazing. It's truly amazing how we, you could be an actor. We don't look at Denzel. I mean, you know what I'm about to say. We don't look at Denzel and think like, oh, this is a bad motherfucker. I want to kill, like, and so, there's some really deep things I kind of want to get into with just the whole surrounding of his death. And I'm gonna bring up lyrics and shit from just geniuses, because like I really like hip hop has really hip hop. And when I say hip hop, I'm talking like, the message of hip hop ultimately has truly helped define who I am as a person. I know it's defined just this culture as a whole. And, I think, I'm not going to say hip hop and rap, but like hip hop is really about information. It's truly about uniting the people through the information. And there's a lot of misfucking information. And to quote Outkast, crumbling herb, there's only so much time left in this crazy world. I'm just crumbling herb. Niggas killing niggas, they don't understand. It's the master plan. I'm just crumbling herb. You know what I mean? Like, and so, are our eyes red because, we high, or are they red because of the pain, that we just have to always go through? And so, think about that, man. And feel free to comment, just what you think about just, it's not just, King Von. Like, it's Pop Smoke. It's Juice World. That was end of late last year, but it just, a lot of these guys are black, heroes, kings, but, they do fall victim to, like the Basquiat, painting, all young kings must lose their heads. And I don't believe in that, because kings live to be old age, and kings live to truly, kings live to pass on wealth of knowledge, wealth of resources, wealth of, finance. They kings do that shit, you know. And so we really just have to just, I have found that just simple things like breathing, how important it is. And like, you see how good that just fucking felt? Yeah, man. It's like, let's all just, like, truly, truly, truly. Like, shouts out to Yoga with Cassandra. I say, like, I do her yoga every day. And I only do one yoga. I'm going to do some more of her yoga videos. But, like, truly, I want to make sure we recording first. But truly, yoga is, like, really kind of just helped me to just, like, breathe, be mindful of the moment, because it's just wild how, it was a fight that escalated into a shooting, and he was whipping his ass, but he didn't even see the guy with the gun. And so it's like, you never know. You never know. And I keep hearing this, from, I want to give a shout out to Willie D, and, and they just keep saying, you always say what you're going to do to somebody, but you never know what they're going to do to you. And that's so deep. And so, if we think about that in life, like in the heat of the moment, something happens, it's just like, you never know what this person is capable of or how crazy they're willing to go just to prove a point that they're not, and it's just, being mindful and just breathing, like I said, like that can go just so far. So, please comment, please let me know, like, how are you feeling, because it's a lot to digest. And the thing that we ultimately have to be mindful, and I was talking to my good brother just about the situation, and I told him, man, like, I love you, bro. I just called him and said, I love you. And, he's a great artist, and he's someone who, it was actually, I'm not even going to mention their name just because, it was a conversation we're having, but I just wanted him to know, like, bro, I love you. Like, you do music that I really appreciate. And although, like, your music is cinematic, you're coming from a standpoint of blah, 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 it's like, I would hate to get that phone call, like, such and such as Pop, and I don't know your personal life. I don't know your business. It's none of my business, but I want you to know that I love you, and there are people that care about you, that want you to succeed and do well. And if more niggas just told niggas that type of shit, man, the system would get fucked up. So a constant conversation that keeps coming up in the hip hop community is that being a rapper is the most dangerous job in the world, and I have to disagree. And here's why, because yes, it's, there's a lot of jobs that are dangerous or that can, bring attention, whether, you charge people politically, spiritually, whatever the fuck the case may be. You're affiliated, whatever, you're the president, politician, Candace Owens, you name it. And so those people, just like, and here's the thing, I wasn't the biggest King Von fan, but like and truthfully, it's just like, it's crazy how, like, when people pass you, you kind of like are marketed towards their music just through curiosity and through human nature, and so, like, like, because I'm a Sada Baby fan, and he was featured on that song, and seen him on, like, interviews and stuff, and I would listen to his interviews, and just seemed like a cool cat, and and I heard about, like, cases that he, like, beat and stuff, but I wasn't like the person to just, like, be like all into King Von. But one thing that I hate to see is black men get murdered at the mercy of other black men. And so, you say Black Lives Matter, but do it matter when you're about to kill your enemy? Freddie Gibbs' line is one of just the hardest fucking lines, I've heard just and just like it's so true because, you could be about that pro shit and then like you never know when you be like, man, I wanna let a nigga go, and it's just like, dang, like that's like why is that woven in them like my spirit type shit. And so, and I'm not even gonna say, he put out music that, that just caused this to happen because, you can make any type of music and, just it just so happens like shit just happens. Like shit just happens. Like this happened outside of Chicago. And so that's one thing we do have to bring kind of just to attention is like, like, yeah, most rappers get killed in their own city, but it's like this dude was outside of his city. And so it was more like maybe ego driven type, like, they were in Georgia, like, this had, the guns out there are different. The laws out in Georgia, I'm sure, are different, and so it just it's a lot, man. And so when I think about being an entertainer and just what that entails, it truly entails depending, like if you're portraying a gangster, moving correctly. That's the real gangster way. If you're really portraying a gangster, but moving gangster with your business, moving gangster with your demeanor, because real gangsters is watching and they praying. And I'm not talking praying with hands. I'm talking, in the jungle, because this is a jungle out here. And so, they don't want to pray for you. They rather pray on you. And that's truly sad. And that's if you're putting that energy out there. And I heard I saw an interesting clip from Goody Mob. Shouts out to them from Goody Mob, and Big Gip was just like, he's seen like some of the biggest celebrities, one of them being Shaq, which was crazy. And I was like, he said Shaq and somebody else of a crazy magnitude. But they had them like face planted in the parking lot saying, give up the jewelry, and but what he was saying was that they never had issues when going to LA because they always kept God in their music. Now, I know Shaq wasn't on I know he was fire. I fucks with Shaq on the mic. But, it was still that kind of just, he had it, so, they knew to take it. And that's the thing. People out here, it's the have and the have-nots. And it's just amazing, especially in a place like L.A. where Pop Smoke was killed. You think, like, here's someone who's killed in the Hollywood Hills, and he's killed by dudes who, I don't know where the fuck they could have been from, But let's just assume, or let's just say that they are from, just like the Watts or wherever, and they just like, man, like, we just know where the Addy at, so fuck it, let's go roll. It's just like them being in their situation, like they're in LA, but LA is still like outer space. Like the LA is the universe. And it's like, I'm gonna bring up this common line that I love from Respiration, where he said, asked my man, how does travel in the world sound? It was hard to imagine he hadn't been past downtown. Shit gets deep. Like that shit is like deep. Like, and, I grew up in New Orleans, and, I really want to thank my parents. I love them to fucking death for just the sacrifices that they kind of did to try to put me in the schools that they could try to put me in, that they could afford, and it's just amazing. And fuck fuck like just the system that is just set up. You got hardworking black people, and not just hardworking black people, but you also have people who don't have the resources to be able to get the access to education, like the people you know, who have those resources. And so what I'm trying to say is like in a place like New Orleans, like a lot of times crime is just proximity, and it don't matter like financially, especially in a city like that, because it really comes down to, you know, where you're at financially and how you're able to separate yourself. And 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 if you have finance, you know, you can separate yourself from the poverty. You can separate yourself from the just the interwoven uh, fucked up fabric that, you know, this America is designed to set people of color and lower income back. And like, you know, like in New Orleans, you have to have the best of the best to get the best, and that's not fair. And you know, you got beautiful people who oftentimes go to desperate measures just to try to feel like the people in the middle and the upper. That's all I'm trying to say. And so, you know, and again, this whole conversation is kind of about King Von. You know, we want to celebrate his life. We want to celebrate the other lives too that have been lost, just through bullshit. And you know, they moms, they children, they families. You know, it's just like, gotta cut it out, y'all. You know, so it's just a, you know, yoga, and just not even no 30 minutes, because that's a long time, but like 10 minutes, man, like, and just make you feel like water, because when water is level, it's still. When water's all over the place, shit get messy. One another song too that I found really just incredibly brilliant. Pac said, "They say it's the white man I should fear, but on my own kind doing all the killing here." And I remember like being in New Orleans, and like sometimes it's amazing how like when you grow up, you see a city a certain way, but then when you become of a certain age and you're actually like driving, you're actually going out seeing shit, and then you start to see like what the fuck your parents was talking about when they say like stay safe. And you know, and like we gonna say, like I said earlier, stay dangerous. And so, you know, when I mean dangerous, we have to stay cognitive, we have to stay informed, we need to stay, you know, just militant, and we need to just stay smart. You know, that's all staying dangerous is, and take the load of rhetoric how you want, you know. And so, you know, and the reason why I bring up that lyric is because like there would be times like, you know, you're in a neighborhood, so, you know, and just like being in the jungle, like, you know, is the snake, you know, is he slithering with venom, or is he, you know, just a cool snake? And that shit it fucks with you. And and I think that's like that line is so powerful, like, because that kind of insecurity of seeing another black man and not knowing if he's gonna eliminate you when you already like see the white person as the op, is just it is it's an incredible, like, that shit is like it, you know. And that's what killed King Von, because you know, ego is ego is the worst drug. It's like ego, man. And I've fallen victim to ego a few times. And you know, we only in the third motherfucking episode, but shit, like we, you know, like I gotta build up for this shit. But like ego is like the greatest drug, but ego's also been like the most fucking, like, it has just been the downfall to so many people, like ego, like for real, like. And I think that's what kind of just ultimately like killed them, in a sense, when like you know, dude was like beating his ass, and then like next thing you know, out of nowhere, you just get blindsided, and that's the thing, you never know what somebody gonna do. It's like chess. And so, um and like R.I.P. to John Witherspoon. John Witherspoon, yeah, from Friday. You know, he said, Craig, you know, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day. like and like, you know, there's a book, I don't even know who the author is, but it's like fist, stick, knife, gun. You know, and it's just like the evolution. You know, because, you know, he was putting them hands on them, and like, you know, we're not just gonna shine a light just on, like, we're not just gonna talk about how he, you know, how he went out. But I think it's just important to know where like all this shit just kind of ties into each other. And so, you know, like I said, I hate to see black men get killed. And I called my homie today and I just said, like, you know, I love you because I love you, like, you know, and it's like, you know, we live in this society where you got people like academics who think like, oh, pause. It's like, bro, like, for real, like, you could tell another man you love him, and that's why you got people so fucked off around here thinking like, you know, oh, like, you know, and you know, in the funeral coming, they want to pour champagne. It's like, bitch, tell the niggas you love them like you love them, like, because, man, you like, and that's why, like, I could go to funerals, I'd be happy, you know, because I try my best while they here to just truly be pure, and and it sucks. It fucking sucks. Like, you know, that you know, that life can be gone like that off of some bullshit. Like, for real. Just off of some bullshit. So, like I said, you gotta breathe. You just gotta breathe, man. You just gotta breathe. You know. When you breathe, you know, you ain't gotta take breath away. So, I think it's truly a learning lesson, and we have to just learn. We have to really like learn, and you know, like, I really be losing count, and I don't like that. I really don't. You know, these are black mothers that I just, you know, not just black mothers, brown, white, you know, it's a bullshit. Just lost the bullshit. And, you know, it's like a chain reaction. It's just one after the other. And when you're mindful, when you just you take you know, just control of just your mind, and everything else just really will come together. And when you do that for yourself, other people will come together, and the community as a whole will get better. So I do want to give my deepest condolences to, like I said, not just Von and his family, you know, anybody who was a fan. You know, I'm a fan of hip hop, and hip hop is about the message. Hip hop is about the message. Hip hop is about the message and about uniting the people. And hip hop has been very brilliantly marketed to kind of just to hide the original message, and to, like, you know, just exploit for you know, just craziness. And, you know, I don't want to make this about talking about like academics and shit, because I really didn't appreciate, like, there was an interview a couple of days ago where literally, and this is why I wanted to bring this up, because I'm literally watching an interview with this man the other day, and I'm not a big fan of Von's music, but literally he's on, you know, TV one day, gone in the next, and it's like, shit is crazy. And so I didn't appreciate how academics just was like, yeah, Yeah, what's up, demon? Like, you know, because like again, you put that energy out there, you put that verbiage in, you know, we gonna respect this time, we gonna respect. But that shit, you know, and it doesn't help because, you know, they love to talk about it, but boy, when that shit hit the fan, and when that real life really, you know, just becomes too real, it's like fuck. Like and so it's like, you know, are you a hypocrite? Because, you know, and so, you know, like and it gets dangerous. That's where it's dangerous, like for real dangerous, like, you know, like with people like academics, because they be hanging with people like Takashi, people who really be, you know, hanging with people who like tell on people, who get people like put away, you know, and you thinking that's cool, but think about all the people that want him erased. And it's like, you know, like Jay said, the streets is dead, you know, y'all let Zimmerman, you know, and y'all let all these hoe asses just walk the streets, and it's like, you know, it's not about taking life for life, but you know, just the street mentality of what street is just bullshit. The most street people I know have never been to jail. The most, you know, the hardest dudes, you know, they never even served time. That's another Freddie line. Freddie Gibbs my favorite rapper, so I'm gonna shout him out and shout them bars out. But, you know, I listen to the messages too, and that's true. You know, and I've met dudes like, and just being all over the country, living everywhere, like you meet people, you know, they tell you stuff, you know, some you can separate from some, but that's truly, you know, what builds character, and whether you want to indulge in the bullshit or diverge and, you know, dive back from the bullshit really builds into who you are. And so lastly, before we get out, you know, please like, please comment, please subscribe, please tell a friend, because ultimately this podcast is really for information. It's hip hop, it's information, it's about the people, and it's about just bringing that organic food. And, you know, just we gonna breathe in one time before we let it go, because this was a hard one, man. And I just hate to see another black man, and just another man, like, let alone, you know, human, just taking from just do the bullshit. Yeah, man. Shouts out to King Von and, you know, all the other soldiers who, you know, just have been taken away. And regardless of how you lived your life, you know, God should be the judge of, you know, ultimately of your life, you know, no one else. And so, yeah, I want to say peace and love. One.